So, was I the only one who kind of forgot this was coming out this month? Hmm. Anyway, so Digimon Adventure Try 3, Kokuhaku or Confession. It was okay, I guess. Uh, I didn't find it quite as frustrating as the previous two movies, though there were slightly frustrating parts, but we'll get to that. So basically, it followed up from last time with right after Meikumon yet again killed Leomon. Very much no big surprises in the last movie, if that was the biggest thing. But yeah, so all right, Meikumon becoming evil is. I think some people. I think I kind of saw it coming. Though Leomon died. Leomon died. No, that was no big surprise. Sorry, Leomon. That's just how you're supposed to live. That's just your thing, I guess. Anyway, sorry. Anyway, for this movie, they continue where they left off last time. And for the first part of the movie, the Digidestined were trying to figure out what they could do, why exactly Meikumon got infected and all that. And we also get a lot of great scenes with Meiko. Yay! Okay, to be fair, I didn't really hate Meiko all that much in the beginning. But for this movie, yeah, it's getting really, really hard to not see her as a bit of a Mary Sue at this point because, wow, she took a lot of scenes away, especially from a certain character who's on the poster for this movie. Yeah, we'll get to that, but I get that she is important to the plot of these movies, but I don't know, she just seems to take a little bit too much time away from some of the other characters, like, for instance, the 02 characters who only actually appeared, now that I think about it, only actually appeared at the beginning of the first movie. Ken hasn't actually appeared in these. Ken did in that Digimon Emperor thing? Yeah, that's not him. At the end of this movie, they revealed that it was somebody else, which makes things even more confusing, but go see the movie for yourself to see what I mean. But yeah, the 02 characters have only appeared like at the beginning of the first movie, and during this movie, they did actually go to Ken's apartment, and no one was there. So I'm thinking, gee, what happened to his parents? They were actually pretty good characters. I mean, it would be nice if we could actually see them and get some follow-up on what's been going on with them and everything, but nope. Let's go back to focusing on Meiko. Great. Okay, so the first part of the movie is basically focusing on them thinking up countermeasures, as well as Meiko and her family life. Her dad is actually in on the whole Digimon thing, it seems. So yeah, it's a first part focused on Meiko. Great. So moving on from that, though, it did at least start to pick up in the middle part of the movie with good old TK finding out that Patamon kind of got infected with the same thing that's infecting Meikumon, and yeah, but instead of actually telling anyone about it, he just keeps it to himself. I'm thinking, TK, you do realize that you should probably tell them they're not going to treat Patamon like a rabies-infected dog. They're going to try and help him, possibly think of ways of stopping the infection. Maybe you should also tell them, just in case any of the other partner Digimon got infected. You're not? You just gotta leave it like that? Okay, so even though Tide isn't as indecisive as he was in the first movie, it seems like it's infected TK of all people. Great. But yeah, so that's the thing. The confession part of this movie, it's confessions from everybody, basically, not just TK. And it all ends up being, sorry I didn't tell you about this earlier. Sorry I didn't tell you about this earlier. Sorry I didn't tell you about this earlier. It's like, yeah, maybe people should have told this kind of important details earlier. You had no reason not to tell. Oh god. So the second part of the movie just focuses on TK trying to keep Patamon being infected from everyone, including his own brother, who brought Gabumon to his house, and when he had the chance to tell him, he just said that he thinks his band might break up. Ha, that's very funny, TK. Now, maybe you should tell Gabumon to leave the room just in case he might get infected by Patamon. Just saying. But anyway, so then came the third part of the movie, which probably was the best part and probably what saved the earlier parts of TK not telling anyone about Patamon being affected for me. It basically focused on the digital world coming and taking over Kari's body, or the spirit of the digital world, most likely Yggdrasil, taking over Kari's body and using it as an avatar to tell the partner Digimon that the next time Meikumon should appear, they're planning on rebooting the entire digital world, including them. Which, of course, if you're going to reboot something, then yeah, you might end up losing some of your old data. The Digimon would lose their memories of their time with their partners. So for the middle part of the movie, the partner Digimon try to spend as much time as they can with the Digidestined, and it's actually some really good scenes that I don't want to spoil too much, and I just want to tell you to go check it out for yourselves, because yeah, they're really touching, really nice scenes. I really like them, and that's kind of what's making this honestly maybe my favorite, either my first or second favorite Digimon Tri movie so far because of those scenes. They're really sad about what's more than likely going to happen to them if the reboot occurs, and then we enter into the fourth part of the movie, where of course Meikumon appears and they have a nice little battle with her, and she also digivolves I think, since Meikumon started off as a champion into either her ultimate or mega form, but it's a form that's a little bit more humanoid in certain areas. And then they fight her, and everyone starts getting infected by Meikumon, who, yeah, apparently after this, it's Mako confesses to, after this battle, by the way, after this whole thing, Mako confesses to TK that Meikumon may have actually been patient zero when it comes to this whole infection thing. Thank you, Mary Sue. Could you have told us that a little bit earlier? That would have been nice. But yeah, anyway, after that, during the battle, Tentomon joins the battle midway through, and of course, as the poster revealed, digivolves into Grand Kabuterimon, and this is the thing that kind of bothers me about this movie. The biggest thing that bothers me about this movie, more than TK being a little bit indecisive, that honestly, that's not the biggest problem I have with this. The biggest problem I have with this movie is the fact that Tentomon got really shafted on his screen time, even though he's on the poster, as I said, and he gets the most awesome scene in the movie. He says that he's willing to go all out and try and preserve the partner Digimon's memories by driving them into a field where they would have all their backup data re-uploaded into them as the reboot's occurring. But yeah, and it's a really nice scene, but why didn't Tentomon get a little bit more screen time before this? I mean, in the last movie, where Palmon and Gomamon digivolved into their mega forms, they got plenty of screen time being able to hang out with their partners for much of the movie, and yet Tentomon really didn't do much in this movie until the actual battle. So I'm like, gee, sorry Tentomon, why did you get shafted so badly? Oh yeah, we had to focus more on Mako, of course. That's why. So yeah, that's probably my biggest criticism with this movie, along with the fact that the animation is still nothing spectacular. But yeah, so the battle with Meikumon ends with them not being able to not able to avoid the reboot of the digital world, and and the partner Digimon end up losing their memories during the battle. The next part of the movie is again some more somber scenes, which I did like again because they do show the emotions of the Digimon and how much this is the Digidestin and how much this has affected them. And of course, and then in the end, and then they do eventually get the resolve to just go back into the digital world and reunite with their Digimon. And yeah, it's a really nice scene that I won't spoil too much of about that reunion between them. Yeah, not a reunion, haha. But yeah, it was a good way to end it was a good point to end the movie on, with a slight cliffhanger with Kumon still being out there and everything. But yeah, I did like this movie overall. My complaints about Tentomon not getting the shaft for more Mako, and yeah, and again, I'm not too bothered by TK kind of being indecisive in this one. It's kind of he was kind of being dumb, but it's a difficult situation, so I can kind of excuse it a little. But yeah, I think the biggest problem, and I think another big problem with this movie, by the way, is that for a movie that took six months, half a year to make, it really didn't seem like it should have needed that much work just to complete, because the animation was mostly just normal everyday life scenes, and there were like a grand total of one battle and one more battle, but a really short one, like less than a minute, between Alphamon and another Royal Knight, who I won't spoil. But yeah, they had a grand total of 1 1/8 of a battle, sort of. And yet this took 6 months to make. Really? I think the reason why I'm not really feeling much for this movie either way is because, well, I completely forgot about it because it took 6 months, and if they're going to take another 6 months to make like the fourth movie, I'm probably going to forget about it a little bit more. So I just hope that they can maybe deliver the next one a little bit quicker. I am kind of interested in checking it out, but yeah, just kind of speed it up a little bit, Toy, if you could. Just saying. Anyway, that's my general thoughts on Digimon Adventure Digimon Adventure Try 3 Kokuhaku or Confession. Go check it out for yourself. It's pretty good. Just kind of feel bad for Tentomon a little bit, because even though he's the big poster boy, he unfortunately got shafted by the Mary Sue. What are you gonna do?